Okay, fourth class. So we're on page 28 of Let's Talk Literacy. So pause it now and then go get your books and open up on that page, right? Okay, so you should have your books out now, your page open. So new neighbours, alright? Okay, so this afternoon, Polly had arrived home from school to find a van parked outside and boxes and crates being carried in by the very same men, 3 of them in flat caps. She felt resentful of the newcomers. There hadn't been time to get used to Lily being gone, let alone to face the thought of new people moving in, putting their own pictures and ornaments where Lily's had been, making it all different. Okay, so who's Lily, do we think? So their title is New Neighbours. People are moving boxes and crates into the house next door. So who might Lily have been? Probably her friend, wasn't it? And her friend must have moved away and now there's something else moving into her old house. So she might be a bit resentful because maybe she misses her friend and she hasn't had enough time to get closure. So closure is basically when you accept that something isn't going to be the same as it was before, right? So it's closure. Okay, so Lily had come to stay, Lily can come to stay sometimes, Polly's mother had said yesterday, seeing her gloomy face. Turnbridge Wells isn't that far away. You haven't said goodbye to her forever and ever, and there's still Morris. Morris? As if Morris could even begin to replace Lily. Polly glowered at the windows of the Dalby's ground floor flat. Polly's mother and Mrs. Dalby often had afternoon tea together or sat chatting while they sewed. But that didn't mean Polly was going to be friends with horrid Morris. He was the worst boy she knew. If ever he saw Polly and Lily playing in the garden, he used to come out purely to pester them. Once he'd sneaked up behind Polly with a toad he'd found at the end of the garden, holding it so close that she came face to face with it when she turned round, and couldn't help shrieking with horror. That piercing shriek, she hadn't known she could make such a sound, had annoyed her as much as it had amused Morris. She never usually made a fuss about mice, spiders, or other crawly creatures. Why couldn't it have been Morris's mother who was ill and needed the Turnbridge Wells air? Okay, so now we know that she doesn't like Morris, and Morris is one of the only kids left in her street. And we also know that Lily's mom was sick and she had to go and move to Turnbridge Wells. Okay, so I want you to answer the questions over here. So I want you to first go back and read that out loud. I need you to read this out loud because I need you to start reading more, right? So read out loud, and then we're over here. We're going to answer the questions, right? So what was parked outside Polly's home? Where had Lily moved to? Who did Polly's mother suggest as a new friend? So we need full sentences. We cannot do short sentences. We need full sentences, right? And then B, we're thinking about it, right? So what kind of place is Turnbridge Wells? So I want 3 sentences. And then, do you think Polly and Morris will ever be friends? Why or why not? Okay, so what I want you to do, so if you've gotten this far into the video, what I want you to do is, when you answer this question 2 and B, what I want you to do is I want you to start off your paragraph like this, right? So I want you to say, well, I think, right? And if I can see, so it's well within the comma, I think. If I see that, I know you have watched this video and you haven't just gone straight into the work, right? So I'll give you 2 extra points for that. So at the start of B, you have 2 and you write well, I think. I'll give you 2 extra points, right? So it's 1 point for all this work and 2 extra points if you have watched this video, right? Very easy, right? Okay.